Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm King Dino, and on this episode I have got some very delicious camp cooking meals that I'll be cooking. Adam and Twyla are at home. They got stuff on this weekend, so it's just me doing a solo camping trip. So let's hit the road and let's go cook some meals. There's Mount Franklin coming up. That's where I'm going to be camping tonight. God, I love this place. I'm going to show you in fast forward driving up into the extinct volcano, Mount Franklin. This is driving up the side of the volcano, and then it takes you into the middle where you can camp. There's plenty of sites. You'll see them all soon. And here we go. We've got the toilets on the left, and then it does one big roundabout really, and then you'll see all the different sites. It can get very busy here, but it's not too bad at the moment. You can have fires. There is plenty of fire pits, and I think this is where I'm going to stay and camp the night. Okay, so I've made it and I'm absolutely loving the site that I've got. Love coming to Mount Franklin. So the site I do have is just on the entry, so when you come through the little gap on the road, this is where I am. It's very straight here. Normally this is full of bush, but they've just recently cleared it. I think more environmental reasons. They've cleared all that and cleaned it up, and it looks like they've done that all the way around, so they're opening up a little bit more spaces, I think, for people to camp. Also over here, I'm just across from the drop toilets. They're working on new drop toilets, and it looks like they might even be flushable. So I'll have to go investigate that later. But it just goes to show this area is becoming so popular. They're doing a lot to help make it a bit more comfortable for people when they do come up here. Haven't they ever heard of camping? So I'm going to set up now. I've got myself an awesome fire pit. Look at this. How cool is this? I did actually bring my pit kit, which is a collapsible fire pit, just in case I didn't get one of these. But I've got one now, so that's awesome. I won't have to set up mine. I brought some wood with me because there is a fair bit. If my chainsaw was working, I would be cutting up some wood because there's heaps of it lying around since they've cleared these areas. But normally you can get wood here, but you have to go right up the side of the hill, which is there, to get some decent bits of wood, and then you need probably a chainsaw to cut it up. So anyway, I'm going to get set up, and then we'll get the fire started. Literally only just brought the awning out, but I'm really quickly bringing it back in because the wind has picked up all of a sudden, and it nearly took the whole thing off. So I better put it in because I don't think Adam will appreciate me going back home without an awning. Well, the awning is in and safe, so now I might just head up and do a quick walk around the rim of the volcano, and then I'll come back and start my fire. I've now made it to one of the highest points of the volcano. Now, one thing you will have when you're here is phone service. And why, you may ask? Well, they got this bad boy right on top of the volcano. So you'll be able to get on the internet and use your phone. Not that you should be doing that. You should be looking at the stars and enjoying yourself. But anyway, it's there if you need it. I'm heading back down now, and this is probably my favorite part of the walk. It looks very fairy tale like, if you can describe it that way. And on the way down, you'll see bare roots, little steps, and you just got to watch your step, by the way. But all up, it just looks magical, and that's why I love this part of the walk. And down we come. There's the campsite. Mine's a little bit over further, but I see life. Check out how cute this little caravan is. I love it. Look at all that wood they've cleared. This had all the trees through here, but they've cleared it all. Another really cute van. Look at their setup. So I'm back from my walk now and I've worked up a bit of an appetite. So I'm looking forward to these nachos. I hope I do a good job of them. Now I'm gonna get my fire started. There is so many different ways you can light your fires. I normally do the TP way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But what I'm gonna do today is a little bit different. I'm gonna do, and if you comment down below if you've seen this done before, it's called I think it's like a log cabin fire or a log brick fire or something like that, where you basically, anyway, I'll show you how to do it and we'll see if it works, because I've never done this before and I want to give it a go. So how I've seen this done is you get your pieces of wood. Normally you'd use something a little bit thinner and you stack it like this, and you end up with something that looks like this. So now we're going to fill the middle up with kindling and some paper in the middle, and then I'll stack one on top and then we'll see how it burns. So this is how it looks. So I'm just going to light this. Well, I've got the fire on, so I better get all my ingredients out and show you how I'm making my nachos. Now, to make the meal a little bit more heartier, I've just gone and got some mince. I'm only doing half the proportion because obviously it's just me eating them. So I'm going to whip that up now before putting it all together. I've got 250 grams of mince, which really, if you're making it for a big group of people, you could use a whole 500 grams. I'm just adding extra chili because I like my chili. Adam's not here, so he can't complain. And I've got red kidney beans, and then I've just got this seasoning. So I'm just going to whip all that up now and start getting that browned off. Now that it's browned off, I'm just going to throw in half a pack of seasoning. I'm going in with my beans. You can use mixed beans, or I'm just doing the red kidney beans. And then I'm going to add my chili and add in a little bit of water and keep mixing that around. So while that's cooking, I'm just going to get my camp oven out. I'm using my smaller one for this. Like I said, it's only me eating, so that's all I need. Just finished cooking my mince and beans. Look how this looks. I think it's ready to go. I'm going to have to stop myself because all I want to do is eat this, and the hit of chili I put in it has made it even better. So good. So for the next part, we're going to obviously need our corn chips. We've got our cheese that I'm about to grate, and I've just got some salsa. I've gone with mild, and I've got some jalapenos. You've got to have your jalapenos. Yum, 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 yum. The cheese is grated. Now I'm going to be cooking in my smaller camp oven, like I was saying. I've got some baking paper that I'm going to line this with. I'm going to keep in this because I don't want them to touch the bottom. And yeah, pretty much this will just keep it from all sticking to the actual camp oven itself. And also I can pull this out so I can eat them off the baking paper. So now that I've got my camp oven lined, we can go in with some chips and spread them around. Now we're going to be doing layers, so don't go too crazy with the chips straight away. We want to get our beans spread over this and our mince. Then in with some salsa, just kind of get that spreaded amongst it. Jalapenos are optional. You don't have to do them, but I'll tell you, it's not Mexican without these guys. And then we're going in with the cheese. Now, it's completely up to you how much cheese you want. I'm going to go a bit in between, I reckon, about that. And then we're going to do another layer. This is looking insane. Now I'm going to get rid of all this excess paper so it doesn't burn in the fire. And then I'm going to get some coals underneath this and on top of it. So the fire's doing really well, but it's just not quite ready in there yet to put the camp oven on. So Just give it another half an hour, be patient, and we should be ready to go. What a difference half an hour will make. So you can see here, look at this, that is what I want. So I'm going to pull that out, and then I'll pop the fire aside and chuck another log on, because I'm going to be cooking on here tonight. But that is exactly what I want. Okay, so on we go. So I've just got that lot of there, and I'm just going to pop that on top. I'm going to scoop out a few more and pop them on top. Well, it's been a little bit, and I think it is time to see if these nachos are ready. I'm definitely hungry now, so I'm looking forward to these. All right, let's check these out. Oh yes, look at that. Absolutely perfect. Nice and brown. So we'll get them out. It's starting to get a bit too hot on the other side by the looks of it. But no, this is great. All right, this is looking absolutely fabulous. Look at this. And now I think I'm just gonna add my sour cream. Let's get that on there. Look how good this looks. I'm pretty impressed with them. So now there's only one more thing to do. Well, here we go. Cheers. These are fantastic. Better than what you'll ever get at home or at a restaurant. Absolutely delicious. I bet you Adam and Twyla will be wishing they were here right now. This is awesome. Look at that. Woo! Mmm. So good. Yum. This is definitely not one of those meals where if you're trying to impress someone, you want to be eating them in front of them because you look like such a pig eating these. But I tell you, what a great camping recipe, and you can feed a whole heap of people. I only used a small pot because it's only me, and I probably won't even finish them all. But yeah, definitely give it a go for your next adventure out around a fire. Well, that was absolutely delicious. I really liked it. Now I've actually got to start thinking about dinner because it's going to take me a while to cook it. Even though the last thing I feel like doing right now is eating. So I've put some more wood on the fire. I'm just going to let that keep burning because I'm going to need plenty more coal where that came from. So I just met a lady who I actually didn't get her name, so I'll have to get her name when she comes past. Everyone's kind of coming through my camp to go to the toilet, so I'm getting to meet a lot of people here. And there's about, I think, about 20 different ladies here they're an all women's, well, they've got a Facebook group for solo women travelers. I think that's what it is. So they're all here camping all around this whole area. So that's why it's so busy. And there's even more people still coming. You can see one coming up right now. Yeah, so I got chatting to her and they're having a great old time. They've been here last night. They're going to be staying another night. So yeah, I've got a feeling I'm going to have a few gate crashes tonight. So I'm going to start prepping my dinner, just getting ready. I just need to cook up a few potatoes, which I'm not going to boil these. I'm literally just going to throw them in the fire. I don't care if the outside of these get burnt a bit, because I just need to scoop the insides for what I'm cooking tonight. So I've got some foil here, going to wrap them up, throw them in, and I'll tell you a bit later what I'm actually cooking. All right, so I've put these in. I'm actually putting them back here because it is so hot, my fire, and hopefully these will cook over time and get nice and cooked on the inside. So tonight I'm going to use my 9-quart to cook this. Now this is my biggest camp oven, and the reason why I'm using this is because I'm going to be taking it home with me. I'm going to have some tonight, obviously, but I'm going to make enough so Adam and I can have it Sunday night for dinner. So I'm going to get this started, because if I don't get started now, I'm going to be eating at 12 o'clock at night. So I'm just going to remove it from this bag that we keep it in, and I'm going to take the top off it, the lid off, I mean, and we won't be needing this either. nice clean camp oven. And then we're just going to swing it over the fire. So I'm just going to use my grill. And I'm going to get this nice and hot. Really nice and hot. So for tonight's dinner, if you're wondering what I'm cooking, I'm going to be doing a red pasta sauce. I brought along 2 packs of this. So it's just a gravy beef. Any sort of meat that you can slow cook is fine. Normally I use an ossobuco, which is really yummy, delicious. I think I'm going to get this very similar taste from this. Alright, well, let me get started and show you how to do this. So this is pretty much everything you need to make this. As I put the ingredients in, I'll tell you what it is that we're putting in to make it. But I'm going to start off with just cutting up this onion and cutting up some garlic. And then that pot should be hot enough that I can brown that off and brown my meat off. Okay, I finished cutting up my onions and my garlic. Now I'm going to just head over to the fire. And I've sprayed this little bit of oil. I've got my meat here. And I'm literally just going to throw it in. Alright, you can hear that sizzling. And I'm just going to brown it off on both sides. So as I'm browning off my meat, I've got some new neighbours just arrived. And then there's quite a few other people over there. So people are kind of like putting themselves in between other people's camps, really trying to squeeze in. But anyway, sharing is caring, they say. So that's the last bit of meat browned off. Now I'm going to get my onions and garlic in here. Alright, so in goes the onion and the garlic. There we go. So let's give that a mix around. And we're just going to get that nice and brown. Alright, now that that is browned off, we're going to go in with a can of tomatoes, a second can of tomatoes, pasta sauce, another pasta sauce. So I've got a bit of leftover red wine from home, not to drink, but to put into my pasta sauce. But what I like to do is pour it into, so that's all I'm using, and then I will mix this through, and then I'll pour it into that one, then I'll pour it into there, and then I'll pour it into that, and then I'll pour it into the pot. Then in that goes. Then I'm just going to go in and give that a mix around. Sprinkle of beef stock powder. Don't tell Adam, the Italian mixed herbs. 1 packet of the good old tomato paste. And make sure you squeeze that packet out. Get every last drop. And don't forget a little sprinkle of chili. Then we're just going to stir it all through. Now we've got our sauce made up. We're just going to go in with the meat. So pop that in, just dunk it under. Then on with the lid. Then I'm just going to get some nice red hot coals. Look at them now. Now that this has been going all day, it's so much better. I'm not going to put this on coals. I'm just going to sit it on top of this because I think it's going to get enough heat. And then I'm going to keep this lid on for 1 hour and then give it a stir. And definitely time for another log. It is getting dark now, but I've got my fire on. I'm happy. It's going to keep me warm. I found a few extra branches around, so I'm throwing them on. Now you're probably wondering why I chucked on some potatoes. Now this is not to have stuffed potatoes. I'm actually going to be making gnocchi. I found this recipe and it's pretty simple and it's only a few ingredients, which I think gnocchi is only a few ingredients. So I'm going to give it a go and hopefully it tastes good. If it's a fail, I did bring some pasta, so don't worry. I've got my backup. But hopefully it turns out beautiful. And when I do get home, I can impress Adam, the Italian, and see if he actually likes it too. So the police just came past and checked everyone out and make sure everyone's okay and safe and No one's misbehaving, although I did hear a few big chainsaws. I don't know what they were cutting, but but yeah. Anyway, it's nice to know they're checking up, and hope that I don't get any of that inside. Oh, this is looking good. You probably can't see it. I might have to put the lid down, but oh yeah, you might be able to see it. But yeah, no, it's cooking really well, really well. And I haven't even had to put it on the coals because it is damn hot. Out of nowhere, it's starting to rain, but I'm undercover, so I've got no lights with me. Well, I do have a big floodlight, but I don't know if I want to get that out or not. But yeah, it's starting to rain. This kind of sucks. So I only need 1 more hour of cooking. The rest I can actually make, as long as the potatoes are cooked, the rest I can make inside the van tonight. So that's all good. So I just need 1 more hour. Please rain. Don't rain too hard for another hour and I should be right. Well, I've got the light out, so I'm all right. It's up there. So it's giving me plenty of light so I can stay out here. And hopefully it just keeps spitting like it has been. And it stays that way. So I've come inside to put my jacket on because it's starting to get very cold outside. And although I'm pretty, I'm pretty happy with the fire. It's going really, really well. And the food's coming along quite nice. But everything I seem to be touching tonight is out of batteries or not working. My light, my bright light, that's solar powered, only lasts me probably not even half an hour. Then I tried to get my projector out to put that on. I mustn't have charged it up. I thought I had it charged up. I was going to put some film clips on. Then I was going to get my fairy lights on to give me a bit of extra light, and they didn't work. They're broken, and the other 2 pairs that I've got, I must have left at home. So I'm not really having much luck. So I thought I'll come in, put my jacket on, and I thought I'd grab my radio. Remember this guy? I had this on at Mount Disappointment to keep me company when Twyla and Adam went to sleep. So I'm going to do the same tonight because they're not here with me. So I'm going to turn it on, see if I can get some tunes. Okay, can you hear that? That's music. Something is finally working. Oh God, just as I said that, it went off. I thought, here we go again. But it's working. So anyway, all right, so it's been another hour. So maybe I should go check my sauce and give it a stir and see how it looks. Look at this. I put this light inside, now it's working again. What is going on tonight? Maybe it's the volcano. Maybe there's some sort of thing, you know, like some, because my radio is even going off and on. So maybe there's some static problem or something here at the volcano. So I've come inside just to grab the bits and pieces I need to make my gnocchi. The potatoes look like they're ready. So I'm using this 00 flour, plain flour. This is what I make my dough for pizza, my pizza dough with. It's really good for that, and it's especially good to making pasta, as you can see on the back. Then we need some Parmesan cheese, so I've got my grater there, and some eggs. So let's go outside and attempt to make gnocchi. Okay, it's a bit of an epic fail already. These aren't, they're starting to get cooked. The outsides are okay, the middles aren't cooked yet. So I'm going to rewrap this in foil and get it back in. But I might cut them both in half and wrap them in foil. I'm going to double foil them, and hopefully they'll cook a bit faster. So the potatoes are back in. We've gone from 2 to 4 because now they're all in halves, and they're cooking away, so it shouldn't be too much longer, and then I can start making my gnocchi. I might not have a projector, but I do have my phone. So I've resorted to YouTube on my phone. Since there's so much good service around here, I may as well use it. A little bit of Kylie for a dance around the fire. So I've gotten the meat out. This looks so good, and it's just falling to bits. Look at it. So what I want to do is I just want to pull it apart, and then I'll pop it back into the sauce, just so everyone, well, myself, but when I take it home, everyone gets a little bit of meat through their actual pasta. But look, see how it just falls apart? This is so ready, it's not funny. All right, here we go. Gonna give this a taste. Nothing beats slow cooked. Insanely good. I think our potatoes are ready. I'm just gonna open them up. Oh, they're hot, hot, hot. Oh, yep, that is just falling out. Look at that. And I just got to keep the skin out of there. It's absolutely pouring down now, as you can see. And I'm under here, so hopefully I don't get too wet. We're just going to mash the potato. We're going to crack in 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. Then in goes our flour. If you're wondering what that noise is in the background, it is my neighbours. They're having the best time of their lives. They won't stop laughing. They have not stopped laughing since it went dark, basically. So if you can hear that noise, I'm sorry about it, but they're having a good time. We're just going to grate our parmesan in. I'm probably going to do about half, not half, probably a quarter of this block. We'll see how we go. So now I'm just stirring the parmesan through, and then I'm going to keep adding my flour until I get a consistency that looks like pasta. All right, it's pouring down, and this is the mess. And I brought in the Doritos all wet, everything's muddy. Ugh. Okay, I'm feeling a lot better now. I've got the wet jeans off, I've got the wet jacket off, and I'm feeling a lot more calmer now that the floor is clean and everything's back to normal. The only thing is you're going to hear a lot of rain on the roof tonight because it is still pouring down. So let's just roll this gnocchi out and get it happening. I've never made this before, so he's hoping for the best. So I've got my dough here. And here it is. And I'm just gonna pretty much roll it into like a snake. So I've got my first bit rolled out. Now I'm just gonna get my knife and cut it into little bits of gnocchi. I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly. I haven't got Adam here to pronounce the word gnocchi. So hopefully to all you Italian people out there, I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but here we go. We've got my first. It's so soft and light, and I don't know, like I've never made this before, so we'll see how it turns out. Well, for a very first attempt, I'm pretty happy with this. Not saying they're going to cook up well. I don't know if they're just going to fall to pieces in the water. I have got water on boiling so I can cook them up. Now, I'm not going to cook all these because I'm just going to cook enough for myself. And then I'll pour my sauce on top. The water is boiling, so I'm just going to go in and hope for the best. Now, I'm sure these are meant to float. Let's just hope these cook all right. Well, I'm a little bit excited. It hasn't, they haven't broken up, and they've all floated to the top, so I think this means they're ready. So I'm going to get them out now, but I'm excited. I thought that they could have all gone to bits because I've never done this before, but this is good. This is a good sign. Okay, happy with the gnocchi. Now, here goes the sauce. Oh, looks so good. It's so nice and thick. Look at this. Oh, it smells amazing. And there we have it. My gnocchi with a red sauce with slow cooked meat. Absolutely divine. All right, let's taste this. Well, let's give this a go and see if it's any good. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. So just let me grab a bit. I'm shocked. I pre-tasted the gnocchi beforehand, just a one little piece to see if it was ready. And I was like, but now that it's with the sauce, this is really good. I'm so impressed with myself that I managed to, this gnocchi is good. And the sauce, absolutely incredible. I forgot to bring a pot to take it home in, or a container, the leftovers. Look how much there is. There's so much here. And so I've wrapped it 3 times around with cling wrap. So hopefully this will stay all right in the fridge and doesn't go everywhere. Otherwise I'm gonna have a big mess. Well, I think I've done enough scrolling on my phone for one night. It's now 11 o'clock and I'm definitely going to bed. But I've managed to put 2 wind cheaters on because it is freezing tonight. It's been raining. It's only just stopped. And I've decided to use Adam's blanket plus my blanket. And hopefully that's enough to keep me warm. Slowly, I can hear people coming out of their tents, waking up, and it's a beautiful foggy morning. I absolutely love it up here when it's foggy. It looks really magical, especially with the pine trees like the one over my shoulder. Absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, I'm going to have my coffee and decide what I want to do today. I'm deciding between cooking breakfast here or hitting the road and maybe going to Daylesford Lake to have my breakfast. So I'll decide after this coffee. Big decisions. All right, I've decided I'm going to head into Daylesford for a little bit. They might even have a market, I never know. But before I do that, I need to pack up. So let me show you what I'm doing with my camp ovens. So I've just thrown him into a garbage bag, just so they don't dirty this bag. I know it will get dirty over time, but they were pretty filthy. And last night, it was just too wet to clean them up. I just did not have the energy. So I'm just going to put them in the garbage bag, chuck them in this, and when I go home, I'll give them a clean. Now, if you want to know how to clean your camp ovens at home, definitely go back in our older episodes where I show you on one of our midweek episodes how to clean your camp ovens at home in your oven. So I managed to get a car park down at Daylesford Lake. Sometimes it gets so busy here, and it is really busy in town today because they do have the market on. I drove past, I couldn't even get a car park. It was that full, it was incredible. But Daylesford Lake, definitely a great place to grab some fish and chips or something and come down and just enjoy this park. It used to be somebody's garden. It was a Chinese garden. And there's a whole story on it. I think we've spoke about it on past episodes, so you can check that out. But this is the view of the actual lake itself. Beautiful, and there's a nice walk you can do all around the lake. That's what a lot of people are doing today, so you can always do that too. Also down here, they have the boathouse, which is like a cafe that you can come down to. They've got obviously swings for the kids, and they've got a barbecue. They've got a couple of barbecues areas, so you can have a barbecue also. And there's even another little cafe. There's one just behind our van. So you can go up there and order a coffee there. They're open early. I don't think the boathouse is open yet, and there are toilets and I just use them, so thank you. They're just over there. So yeah, this place is pretty cool and a great place to start your day in Daylesford, or even come down in the afternoon or have your lunch down here. But yeah, I might go for a little bit of a walk and then I'm going to cook some breakfast. So the kettle's back on, and this is going to be my breakfast. So I'm pretty much cooking all this up, and it's kind of like a glorified omelette, I suppose you could call it, in some ways. But anyway, we'll get this all cut up. Maybe I can click my fingers, and we'll be ready. Well, there you go. That was probably the worst special effects ever. But anyway, so that's everything cut up. I'm probably going to cook up the potatoes first, just to get them, because they're going to take the longest. Then I'll remove them and fry up the onion and the garlic, and then I'll show you the rest as we go. I'll throw a lid on. Adam and I absolutely love Daylesford. It's such a cute little town, and it has so much to offer. Now, it's only a 10-minute drive from Mount Franklin. So if you're up there and you'd like a bit of adventure, and it's, you know, you just don't like sitting around the fire the whole day, come into town. Like I said, 10-minute drive. There is so much to see and do. There's galleries. There is plenty of restaurants. There's cafes. There's walks. There is so much. Sometimes there's a market. So yeah, definitely check out Daylesford if you're here. We've got, like I said, plenty of episodes. You can go back and check all the different things we've done here, and I'm sure you'll find something to do. So these have crisped up really nicely. Look at that. So now I'm just going to go in with my onion. Now that I've had my onion cooking for a minute, I'm going to throw in my capsicum. The windows are absolutely disgusting, but it's a nice view while I'm cooking. That's been cooking for a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with our mushrooms. Woo. This is smelling absolutely delicious. Now, all I need to do is crack my eggs in and then give it a stir. Now the eggs are starting to go white, I'm just going to crack the oats and start mixing that through. Now, depending on how many people, if Adam was here, I would have cracked 4 eggs. If we're feeding, you know, probably 2 eggs per person. If you've got a big appetite, you can add more. So it's up to you. Look how amazing this looks. This could feed an army if you wanted it to. There's a lot of food here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to eat it all. A sprinkle of salt, crack of pepper, and there you have my, what am I going to call it? Man, looks a bit Spanish to me. We'll call it Spanish eggs. So full of flavour. Absolutely love it. Another thing, if you want to add a whole nother element to this, add some chorizo. Chorizo would go so well in this. I actually didn't think of it. I thought, oh, now eating it and now saying Spanish, I'm thinking definitely chorizo would make this even better. So I'm just in the main street of Daylesford now. I wanted to come and check out a piece of art at one of the art galleries here that Adam and I were thinking of buying. Weren't sure, but I want to come see it. It looks absolutely beautiful on their Instagram, so we'll see how it looks in store. Alright, so if you can guess what piece that you think Adam and I wanted to buy in that shop, comment down below and let us know what you think. I might tell you one day, but yeah, there was a piece in there we both really like, especially me. So I think before I leave Daylesford, I better get something for Adam, and I see a award-winning bakery across the road, as we always see. But they are a pretty good bakery. We've been there before, so let's head in and grab something for Adam. It is his birthday tomorrow, so I better get him a surprise. Well, I think I went in there at the right time. It was absolutely packed all of a sudden, but I got something for Adam and I got something for myself. All right, I thought I'd show you what I got. So I got a custard tart and I got Adam this Mars bar slice that looks absolutely divine. And then inside here, which you can't really see, is a caramel slice, which Adam absolutely loves his caramel slices. But yeah, so they've gone that. They've actually stuck the spoon on there, so that's not going anywhere. But I'll pop these in the fridge and we'll have those when we get home. But I can already tell you these are delicious because we've had this 1,000 times before. Now, one question I do have for you at home, would you like Adam and I to do a more up-to-date Daylesford visit where we can show you where you can camp and places you can go see? We have been here a few times, but yeah, if you're interested in having a more up-to-date, because I did see a few new shops on the strip, and I'm sure there's some other new businesses around that we can show you. So yep, leave your comment down below if you want us to do another episode in Daylesford. Well guys, thanks for checking out the episode. Twyla is falling asleep, and that's not because of the episode. Is it, Twyla? Very long walk. On our episode on Wednesday, we launched our new merch line. So we have all these for sale. We got this, we got that one.
And other items too. So you can press that QR where you can get your phone and scan the QR code on the screen now. So that'll take you directly to the merch store.
Yeah, so head up to your TV or your camera and scan away.
Otherwise, we do have the link in the description below.
Yep, so you can go to the bio and, or not the bio, what is it? The
description.
And also, we had news a couple of weeks ago that we are now in the Go RV magazine with an article every month.
Go RV magazine is Australia's premier recreational vehicle magazine, and we are contributing monthly. The link to the Go RV magazine is in the description below.
So make sure you check out that if you haven't already, and there will be one coming out next month also. All right, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Until next Sunday at 5 p.m, we'll see you then. See you guys.